It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science Potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you and welcome to this special edition of Science Bowl. The two teams you're about to meet have won once previously, and today's winner moves on as a competitor with Walker Mill in the Final Four in this year's middle school competition. Let's meet today's teams. First from Hyattsville Middle, would you say hello to Abby Coleman, Margot Motzik, and Orla Collins. And from Samuel Ogle Middle School, here they are, Jonah Sickelman, Aiden Thomas, and Roger Gorman. And now here are the categories of questions we use on the Science Bowl.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo Parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
Here on the Science Bowl, our game board reflects question difficulty with the easier questions. They're on the left worth 5 and 10. Tougher ones are on the right, 15, 20, ultimately 25. Toughest of them all. Both of our teams start out at 50 points. No penalties ever for incorrect answers. At the end of the 2 rounds today, as I was just saying at the top of the show, one of these 2 teams will come back as the second of our Final 4 in our middle school competition. Let's go over and make sure everything works properly. Margot, would you try the red team buzzer? It looks and sounds good. Good luck to you, to Orla, and to Abby. And Aiden, give it a push. And Roger and Jonah, they're all pushing over there. Looks and sounds good. All right, guys, good luck to you as well, Roger, Aiden, and Jonah. All right, congratulations on making it this far in the competition. 2 former champions vying for the chance to move on. I know we're going to have a good game. We go alphabetically. H comes before S, so Hyattsville and Margot. Let's play the bowl.
Body systems for 10 points, please.
Body systems for 10 points. Teams, if you go to the doctor and he suspects that you might have anemia or an infection, he'll order a CBC, a complete blood count, which will include what 2 kinds? Hyattsville?
Red blood cells and white blood cells.
You got that right. The erythrocytes and the leukocytes, RBCs and WBCs. That's the way to do it. Go red.
Yeah. Zoo Parade for 10 points, please.
Zoo Parade for 10 points. Teams on the television show The Deadliest Catch. The fishermen are all about pulling in these royal crustaceans. What are they pulling in? Samuel Ogle?
Lobster?
Not lobsters, not lobsters. Hyattsville, the Deadly Catch, the fishermen are pulling in these regal or royal crustaceans.
Crabs.
Correct answer was king crabs. King crabs, which is why I said royal or regal. No points. Go again, red.
Let's do a 5. Body systems for 5 points, please.
Body systems for 5 points. Teams, your body's hyoid bone is connected to this fleshy protuberance, which always seems to have a word at the tip of. Hyattsville.
Your tongue.
Your tongue, that's it. It was on the tip of my tongue, and you got it. You got the tongue. Go. Red.
Green things for 10 points, please.
Green things for 10 points. Teams, it's probably not surprising that allergies are fewer among people who are exposed to the sticky version of these reproductive units as opposed Hyattsville. What you got?
Pollen.
Pollen, yeah. Sticky pollen versus windblown pollen, because the sticky stuff isn't up there in the air, so you're not breathing it in. Makes sense. Red.
Let's get physical for 10 points, please.
Get physical for 10 points. Teams, if you look up at the sky and there's an airplane with that white contrail in the back of it, that forms because the water vapor coming out of the back of the jet freezes before it does this. Hyattsville.
Deposition. Yeah, deposition. Oh, before it does this.
We don't want to.
Just before it turns to a liquid. It's the process of deposition. It freezes before it turns into water vapor, a liquid.
No. Samuel Ogle, the contrails, all of that comes out. The water vapor freezes, it crystallizes before it does what?
Melts.
Evaporates. No points. Try again, red.
Dateline for 10 points, please.
Deadline for 10. All right, teams, your question is a multiple choice question. Recently, an ice cream maker recalled all of its ice cream because there was a suspected infestation of Listeria, Zika, or Ebola. Hyattsville.
Listeria.
That's the only bacterium in that group. The other two were viruses that you'd not associate with ice cream. Okay, red.
Green things for 15 points, please.
Green things for 15. Teams, a gymnosperm is like a conifer, a pine tree. The name means naked seed. The seeds are naked on those pine cones because what female part of the reproductive part of a plant is missing? Hyattsville.
Pistil.
Not quite. What female part of the plant is missing, which is why the seeds are naked?
The ovary.
That's what I want to hear. Good. Green.
Okay, let's go with a 20 on physical.
Let's get physical for 20.
Physical for 20 points. Teams, Ganymede, which is the largest moon in the solar system, is actually bigger than this smallest planet.
Mercury.
Samuel Ogle.
Mercury.
You got it. Aiden, go.
Okay, let's go with a 15 on physical.
Let's get physical for 15.
For 15 points. Teams, when a body is immersed in water, it experiences what B initialed force? Red.
Buoyancy.
Buoyancy is right, Margot. Go.
Let's get physical for 5 points, please.
For 5 points. Teams, one of America's top cleansers is named for this heavenly body with a long tail. Hyattsville.
Comet.
Comet cleanser. That's it. Go. Red.
Green things for 5 points, please.
Green things for 5. Teams, there's a new book out called The Long, Long Life of These Green Things that includes... Yes, Aiden.
Tortoises.
Now remember, Green Things is about plants here. Hyattsville, a new book called The Long, Long Life of These Green Things is stories about hawthorns and chestnuts and elms and others.
Trees.
Yeah, okay. Oh, the buzzer says already we've come to the end of the first round. Very close game. Right now, Hyattsville 110, Samuel Ogle 85. We'll be back with more Science Bowl in just one moment. Don't go away. And welcome back to Science Bowl. We hope you're able to keep up with these young people here today. They're the best of the best. They've won their first round and they're here vying for the chance to move on to the semifinals and the finals. And both of these schools have been in the winner's circle before. Hyattsville, a number of Pass County championships, and Samuel Ogle, a Pass County champion when it was an elementary school. These guys would really like to make history to becoming the first middle school that Samuel Ogle, the title that they have won. So let's find out a little bit more about our players if you missed them the first time. Hyattsville, Margot, great school over there. Principal of the school.
Our principal is Mr. Boone.
Mr. Boone, big supporter of Science Bowl in his second year now. And the sponsor of your team is the one and only?
Miss Davis and Mr. Whitman.
Wonderful. So we have two brand new sponsors, and boy, what a wonderful debut they have had. And they, of course, have you fine players to thank for that. Margot, how many times have you been on the show here?
4.
4?
Yeah, 4.
4 times, all right. And it shows. Experience counts here, doesn't it? Because you kind of know the kinds of questions we ask, and you know how fast you've got to be on that buzzer. And tell me about some of the things you do in your spare time.
I like to read. I read a lot. I'm in 3 choirs. I like to listen to music and swim.
Wonderful. What do you like to read? What kind of books?
Mostly sci-fi.
Wonderful, wonderful. All right. And the little balloons next to her name is because the day we're taping this is Margot's birthday. Can I ask you how old you are?
14.
14. Oh my goodness, yeah. Good to have you with us today. And you're celebrating your birthday on TV. Orla, nice to have you with us today. I didn't ask Margot. I asked her last time she was here about what she's proudest of or what she likes to brag about Hyattsville. Let me ask you that question.
I think we have some strong academics and the people are really nice. We have a really strong performing and creative arts program. And
you certainly do. I've witnessed that, and really top notch. And speaking of top notch, you would like to go to top school someday, following your dad to the University of Pennsylvania up in Philadelphia. And you told me that you wanted to major in math with thought to doing what?
Being a mathematician.
Mathematician, that's right. I mean, and we sometimes forget that people can be academics in this country, in this world, and you can be a purist and just study something for the very sake of it. You're a good player. Nice to have you back, and you've been here multiple times as well. Abby, nice to have you with us today. Let's talk about your career ambitions. You want to be a planetary geologist. Does that mean you'd like to be an astronaut?
Maybe. I'm not sure I want to go into space because it's very, very, very dangerous. But I want to be a planetary geologist, which is someone who studies space rocks because I really love rocks. They're just awesome, and even more so, I love space because it's amazing. I'm just not sure I want to go there.
I see. And you're a great actress, too. I love how you emote and how you talk, and that's something you're interested in as well.
Yes,
yeah.
That's the creative performing arts program that I have at my school.
There you go. Thanks. You're a walking advertisement for that. Samuel Ogle, nice to have you guys here, and we welcome Jonah to the set because this is his first time playing here. Aiden and Roger, nice to have you back again. Aiden, give us the Samuel Ogle story. Principal, Miss
Marshall.
Miss Marshall. Coach of the team.
Miss Maxwell.
The one and only, indeed, has been with us for many, many years. And Marilyn, thank you for all you've done for us and for the young people that you've sponsored here. And any alternates on your team?
Yes, we have Madeline, Ben, and Samantha.
Wonderful. They'll come out in just a few moments here. And I don't know that I asked Margot about alternates, but we will ask her later about that. Aiden, tell me where you see yourself in the future. I know you told me you come from a military family.
Yes, I could see myself either being in the military or working somewhere in the STEM field.
It's wonderful. And what do you do in your spare time?
I read, play video games,
normal guy stuff, kid stuff. That sounds like you're leading a good life over there. Jonah, young man was telling me earlier that you're into electronic music, yeah? Yeah. Are you naturally a musical guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you play an instrument, don't you?
Yes.
What do you play?
Trumpet.
Trumpet, yeah. And you want to do something professionally in music?
That'd be cool. I'd like for it to become a career, but realistically, it's probably just going to stay nothing more than a hobby.
And there's nothing wrong with that. We all need hobbies, we all need diversions, and you can be multiple things in life. You'll be surprised at how your lives turn out. What do you like to do in your spare time if you're not listening or playing music?
Swimming, longboarding with friends. That's something I do a lot.
And when you swim, what's your best swimming stroke?
Butterfly.
Very good. All right. We'll look for you in the next Olympics here. All right. Roger, nice to have you back here, young man who is so well spoken. You're a debater. And you'd like to follow your dad in his economic footsteps, yeah? What do you like about debating?
Honestly, I found that I was arguing with people a lot, and I also figured I was getting very aggressive in my arguing, so I decided I would try to debate and made the team along with basically everyone else who tried out that year because we were starting fresh just like this year. I'm the last remaining member of the team that started out last year and trying to rebuild it right now.
And there are rules and regulations in debates. So, I mean, you can't lose your cool, and you kind of got to keep your cool. I'm sure that you've been watching some of the presidential debates, and some of the rules are thrown out, it seems, when they do those. Hopefully yours are.
It does seem so.
Yeah. Hope your debates are more mannered than the ones we've been watching. Let's get back into our game. Samuel Ogle, 85, 110 for Hyattsville. Lots of points to give away. All right, guys, this is it. Give us your best. Go red.
Science potpourri for 10 points, please.
Potpourri for 10 points. Teams, if you are a forensic pathologist, you study tissues and organs. But if you're a forensic anthropologist, you study these body parts. Hyattsville.
Bones.
Bones, absolutely right. Yeah, go. Red.
Zoo parade for 15 points, please.
Zoo parade for 15. Teams, the silk that silkworms make is not so we can have nice fabrics. It's so that the silkworms can have these. Hyattsville. Guys, talk among yourselves in case I have to come to you.
Cocoons.
Cocoons, that's exactly what I wanted to hear. Good, go. And then we unravel the cocoons to get the silk thread that we need. Go.
Body systems for 15 points, please.
For 15 points, teams, the gastrocnemius muscle has a much simpler name that it shares with a young bovine. Hyattsville.
Calf.
It's the calf muscle, yeah, good. Red, you listen to all those clues.
Dateline science for Dateline science for 15 points, please.
15 points. Teams, in 2018, the Samuel Webb telescope will be launched. It will take the place of Samuel Ogle.
The Hubble
The
telescope?
Hubble Space Telescope that has been a workhorse for many, many years. Yes, Aiden, go.
Let's go physical for 25.
Physical for 25 points. Teams, listen carefully. Pasteurization is superheating milk to get rid of germs. But by mixing up the milk with the fat so the fat doesn't rise to the top, that is what H initial process. Hyattsville. Ladies, what you got? Anything? All right, Samuel Ogle. Pasteurized milk. Milk is also, what does the H stand for when all of the fat is mixed up so when you open up the milk it's not all globbed to the top?
Heavy creamed milk?
If you look at the side of a milk carton, it probably says it's homogenized. It's pasteurized and it's homogenized. So see, read those milk cartons. Go green.
Okay, let's
50 points back, Aiden. Where are you going?
Body systems for 20.
Body systems for 20 points. Teams, this is really strange. But now scientists say if you ride roller coasters, it will help you if you're suffering from stones in these. Hyattsville?
Kidney stones.
Kidney stones. Yeah, it will help to dislodge those kidney stones. As a kidney stone sufferer, I may take them up on that. Okay, go red.
Science potpourri for 15 points, please.
Potpourri for 15 points. If you are in a double-blind experiment where neither you nor the experimenters know who's getting the real drug and who is getting the fake drug, if you're getting the real drug, you're in the test group. If you're not getting the real drug, Samuel Ogle.
The placebo group?
Oh, sorry, no.
Go ahead.
The control group.
The control group, which is the placebo. Good answer. Go green.
Okay, let's try for a 20.
Science potpourri for 20.
Science potpourri for 20 points. Teams, so much heat is generated when a volcano erupts that it vitrifies the rocks, literally turning them into this kind of substance. Hyattsville.
A liquid.
Not a liquid. It vitrifies the rock because the heat is so intense, literally turning that rock into this substance.
Lava? No.
Glass. Glass, as in vitro. Vitro is a prefix for glass. Try again, green.
Okay, let's go with another 20.
Zoo parade for 20.
Zoo parade for 20 points is a visual question and it's multiple choice. Teams, one of the most heavily trafficked animals on Earth, after the tiger and the elephant, is this thylacine.
Armadillo.
Armadillo?
Not an armadillo. Good try. It's a multiple choice question. Hyattsville, one of the most heavily trafficked animals in the world, killed for medicine, is this thylacine, this tarsier, or this pangolin?
Pangolin.
It is a pangolin, absolutely right. Being wiped out in Asia and Africa. Go red.
Zoo parade for 5 points, please.
Zoo parade for 5 points. Teams, when Neil Armstrong first landed on the moon in 1969, he invoked our national bird when he said, "This has landed." Hyattsville?
The eagle has landed.
The eagle has landed, yes. And then one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Go red.
Green things for 20 points, please.
Green things for 20. Teams, your question is as follows. Asparagus and mangrove are among the few plants that are halophytic, meaning they can grow in soil. Hyattsville?
Without sunlight?
Not without sunlight. Halophytic plants like mangrove and asparagus can grow in soil that contains an awful lot of this that will kill most plants. Salt. Salt. They are salt tolerant. Go again, red.
Body,
What you got?
Just go.
body systems for 25 points.
Body systems for 25 points. Teams, the Adam's apple, which is more prominent in men than women, is actually cartilage atop this endocrine gland in your neck. Hyattsville?
Thyroid.
Thyroid. It's the thyroid cartilage. Yeah, red.
Let's do more 25 to just get them right. Yeah.
Green things for 25 points, please.
Green things for 25 is a multiple choice question. Teams, a lot of houses have some dangerous chemicals floating around, like nail polish remover and acetone. We now know that plants like pineapple plants can suck them out of the air. Those bad chemicals are known as VOCs. The O stands for organic, the C stands for compounds. Does the V stand for volatile, voluminous, or viscous? Hyattsville.
Volatile.
Volatile organic compounds. Yes, ma'am. Go.
Zuprate for 25 points, please.
Zuprate for 25. Two-part answer, teams. The reason why we hardly ever find fossilized birds is because of the frailty of these two body parts in birds. What is very frail on birds that don't fossilize well? They don't fossilize well.
The skeleton, the bones, and the wings, or the feathers.
Feathers, absolutely right. Yes, the bones and the feathers. Good. Good answer. Go.
Let's do Dateline for 20.
Dateline for 20 points, please.
Dateline for 20 points. Teams, a high school student in Loudoun County recently used a 3D printer to make a new hand for his brother who was born without one. That artificial hand is also known as a what? Hyattsville.
Prosthetic.
Absolutely right. A prosthesis. Good. 4 questions left. Where next?
Dateline for 25 points, please.
Dateline for 25 multiple choice question, teams. This year's Nobel Prize in Physiology went to a Japanese scientist who investigated cells and their practice of autophagy, which means that cells recycle, that they change shape, or that they replicate. Hyattsville.
Replicate.
Not replicate. Autophagy, cells, do they recycle themselves? Do they replicate? Or do they change shape?
Recycle?
They do recycle. Yep. Okay. All right, come on, Aiden. Let's go.
Science potpourri for 5.
Science potpourri for 5 points. Teams, some people say that this stands for wireless fidelity, but really it means nothing. Hyattsville.
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi. That's it. Red.
25, the last 25.
Science potpourri for 25 points, please.
Potpourri for 25, big one in that category, teams. There's a cave in Romania that is sealed off from the outside world. There's no oxygen in there, but there's lots of carbon dioxide and hydrogen sulfide. And they use those chemicals to make organic compounds, just as plants use. Yes, Hyattsville.
Photosynthesis, they use oxygen to make food, and oxygen and sunlight to make food.
Not quite, Samuel Ogle. By using hydrogen sulfide and carbon dioxide instead of what the plants use, instead of the photo version of this, they undergo
Chemosynthesis.
That's it. Last question of the game. Dateline Science for 5 points is a visual look at the monitor, please. Teams, back in 1997, turn out the red light, please, on this panel. Thank you. Back in 1997, this submersible that was used actually to find the Titanic is named for the same chipmunk that is starring in the movies. Hyattsville.
Alvin.
That is the Alvin submersible, and that means our game is over. We'll be back with a wrap-up in just a moment. Don't go away. Welcome back to Science Bowl. Hard-fought match here today, just as we expected. All of our students did extremely well here. One of them, though, one school is going on to the semifinals, and that would be Hyattsville, because our final tally today is Samuel Ogle 165, Hyattsville 300. Ladies, congratulations. You are going to be playing Walker Mill in the semifinals. Congratulations to Orla and Margot and Abby, and also the Shadow team back there, DeAndre and Ben and Isaiah and Miss Davis and Mr. Whitman. Congratulations. We will see you in the finals. And Samuel, I'm sorry, guys, you gave it your best shot here. Jonah, you're a great addition to the team. Aiden, Roger, you're going to be a great debater someday and a great economist. And look at the Shadows. They're looking kind of sad. You shouldn't, because you did a great job here. Samantha and Madeline and Ben. And Ms. Maxwell, thank you always for bringing us great teams here, and thank you for watching. We'll see you next time on another edition of the Science Bowl. Bye-bye.